They say you should be careful of what you wish for. And this month is particularly pertinent for you, Pisces, this ninth month of the year, September 2016. The reason I say that is because you have 4 planets, including a new moon eclipse taking place in your 7th house of marriage and relationships. What is it you desire? You need to ask those questions, because when these powerful forces of nature start to impose themselves upon you, you'll be forced into making a decision. You'll be forced into accepting what it is you hoped for or desired. That's also due to the fact that we have the nodal axis, the karmic points, transiting these signs, your sun sign of Pisces and Virgo right now. So the karmic forces are very, very strong for you, and what you desire may come to pass. Fortunately, I think what you desire will be good now. There's a few reasons for that. Firstly, there's the passing conjunction of Mars and Saturn in the 10th house of your career sector. But this 7th house of yours now contains one of your ruling planets, its transit, Jupiter, and on the 2nd, the retrograde motion and conjunction of Mercury with your ruling planet. This brings together all the forces of nature relating to relationships and marriage into a very, very intense point indeed. Mercury ruling your marriage, the house of other people, and Jupiter ruling your sun sign, along with Neptune, which happens to be transiting your sun sign now, all focused on relationships. So there's no doubt in my mind that those of you born under the sign of the fish will indeed be focused and looking to create new pathways for yourselves and your partners at this time. Now, Venus, ruler of your 8th house of self-transformation and the planet of love, is moving through your 8th house, continues to move through this sector of the zodiac until the 24th. So sexual intimacy, deep and relevant communication with your partner is shown by these transits, and you'll be forced in spite of yourself to deal with that. Some of you may have options for more than one relationship at this time. That's a problem you have to deal with. I mean, you have to make your decision. Who is your best choice? Who are you karmically suited to? These are all issues of compatibility, which astrology addresses through the mechanism of what's called synastry. You might like to look into that. We have some compatibility pages on the site. I'll tell you about the site later. But it's important for you to determine whether or not you are in a relationship that is fulfilling you or not. And that is the basis of the reading today on this new moon. A lot of people would, astrologers included, would falsely assume that a new moon means a new relationship. Not necessarily so. The new moon can indeed simply mean a rejuvenation of the current relationship, steps and measures that renovate the relationship. But you've got to have the courage to do that, and I think that's shown by the passing conjunction of Mars with Saturn in your 10th house. The 10th house is not just your career, Pisces. It has to do with the development of your ego, who you are as a person. And you've been frustrated there because you possibly know what it is you want, but haven't been able to move forward in that area. And that could be particularly as a result of the very hard square aspects that we're seeing now from this 7th house of marriage to this 10th house of ego development, your persona, who it is you wish to become. So the challenge here is to really, in a nutshell, know what it is that you want. I've said many a time, beginning with the end is the safest pathway to achieving your goals. If you don't know where you're going, if you don't know what the end is, if you don't have an end in mind, how are you going to achieve that? And this is not just a physical or material goal. We are talking very, very specifically this month about your relationships. What is it that you want? For you in particular, because your sun sign is, represented by the icon of the two fish swimming in diametrically opposed directions. You know what you want sometimes and you don't. Then you're going in this direction when you know you should be going that way. This is the dilemma of the mutable signs. Yours is one of the mutable signs, along with Sagittarius, along with Virgo. You need to know what it is that you want. And unfortunately, the confusion you have there is shown by the eclipse and this new moon being directly opposed to your ruling planet Neptune in your 7th house of relationships. I'm focusing a lot of attention on this area this month because I think this is the theme for you. This is the key word, or rather the key phrase: understanding what you want in your relationships. You're the type of person who gives incessantly. We've talked about that as well. That is part of the signature of your sun sign. Your characteristic signature is this selfless giving. But there comes a point where that's not working for you. And I think right now this whole thing is opening up. And we see on the 17th the full moon taking place in your sun sign itself. So there we have an accentuation of these forces, all focused on self. Sun sign is yourself, who you are. The full moon there is wonderful because it does give you the opportunity, as evidenced by the rulership of the 5th house of creativity and connecting with the inner child. The fullness of the moon there, Neptune, gives you the opportunity to rise up to the ideal of what you've set yourself and to hold other people accountable to that level or standard that you wish but have not demanded. Wishing is one thing, but demanding it is a completely other thing. So that, my friend, is your reading in a nutshell this month. The key focus being knowing what you want, demanding that standard for yourself, and moving in the direction that is right for you at this time. And I think you can do that given the very powerful forces that are being released during these eclipses and full moons in the month of September. Look forward to your company next month, but don't forget, I said earlier, the website astrology.com.au. You can find out a lot more about this, more detail in the textual readings and the yearly readings we have as well. And until next month, take care. I hope you work it out. You can contact me here if you want some more personal advice. Always happy to steer you in the right direction. Look after yourself. Bye-bye now, Pisces.